worth more than all the awards in the world. Sometimes there was hunger and we had no resources to help people with. Millions of dollars have been spent in these arid regions and there's not much to show for it. If you're a strategist wanting to regreen the world, you would never ever start on the edge of the Sahara Desert in one of the poorest countries of the world. And yet, what happened there, this incredible transformation.
You may have heard of him as the forest maker, pioneer of FMNR reforesting practice, or author of The Forest Underground. My name's Daniel Lowe. I'm the Associate Director of ISCAST, and it is my great pleasure to be speaking today with Tony Rinaudo. Tony has received recently some international recognition for his work, including the Right Livelihood Award, known to many as the Alternative Nobel Prize, and more recently the Luxembourg Peace Prize, as featured on the ABC. And you've also shared your story through a TED Talk that's reached thousands of viewers around the world. So Tony, thank you for being with us.
Pleasure.
All of this recognition globally for your work in restoring forests and transforming communities through, if I get this right, Farmer Managed Natural Regeneration, or FMNR. What do these awards mean to you personally, and what keeps you motivated in this mission?
Thank you, Daniel. So actually the big reward that I have, every time I go back into a village that has adopted this practice and I see the joy in their faces and the difference that it's made, it's worth more than all the awards in the world. But the awards themselves are actually very important. Firstly, they acknowledge and pay tribute to the millions of farmers who've adopted this practice and many hundreds of colleagues and associates who promote it around the world. It's important also because it lifts the profile and the awareness of a relatively obscure method, an effective method of land restoration. And sometimes that translates into more financial support and certainly translates into greater awareness and uptake, sometimes by governments and often by other non-government organisations. So they're actually quite important.
You talk about it as an obscure method, but an obscure one that has had quite an amazing reach, which I think we'll hear a bit more about. Certainly as a network of people, students, lay people, distinguished academics, ISCAST is very grateful to have you as a fellow of ISCAST, and we're very excited to be able to help you tell your story through the book that we've published, talking about your life and work. For those that haven't read the book yet, can you tell us a bit about the book? What does it cover, key themes, what can readers take away from it?
So at its core, it's my autobiography, because I was quite frustrated with the things that I was seeing in my own home area, the massive deforestation, and my awareness of what was happening globally. It talks about the terrible consequences of violating those principles. What happens when we destroy creation? In many ways, it's a story of faith, stepping out in faith, of answered prayer in many, many impossible situations that we face. A big theme that runs through the book is hope. And I think this is very, very important in this day and age. So many people feel fearful of the future. Many people have lost hope about climate change, about the state of the environment, and many other issues around the world. And if you think about it, where this story took place, in the most unlikely of places, if you're a strategist wanting to regreen the world, you would never ever start on the edge of the Sahara Desert in one of the poorest countries of the world, in a place where the government at that time wasn't very supportive. And yet, what happened there, this incredible transformation over a 20-year period, some 5 million hectares, 200 million trees regenerated by the farmers themselves. And for me, it's a story of hope, because if you can have such a change in that context, then what's our excuse? With all our resources and our knowledge and our skills, what's too hard for us with God's help?
One of my favourite bits of the story is that moment you describe, and people will have to read the book to get the full picture, but the moment that you describe, that realisation that you had in the midst of frustration with lack of success in reforestation methods, and the things that you noticed that gave you the inspiration. That's an amazing moment. The wonderful thing is that the story's not finished. The book is not the end of it. There's been a lot of new developments and advances since then. Can you tell us a bit about what's new in the FMNR movement since the book was released?
Certainly. So I'm very excited. I've been a member of World Vision Australia for 25 years now, and World Vision has fully embraced and supports this work. It's actually one of their strategic priorities because they see the link between environmental degradation and everything that we do: nutrition, displacement, conflict, and so on. And so it's taken on a very ambitious target to restore 1 billion hectares of degraded land worldwide. Not alone, we freely share this information, we engage with governments, with other non-government organisations to get the news out there, but let's have a very, very significant impact. And so it's rolling out in African countries, in the Amazon basin and parts of Asia, and starting to gain a lot of momentum. A second thing that's been quite significant, one of the most frequent questions that I've been asked over the years is, well, globally, how many hectares are there of FMNR? And at the moment, it's an impossible question to answer because FMNR is a little bit like an idea. I tell you about it, you go ahead and do it, your neighbours see it and they do it, and so there's no connection between the second and third parties, no feedback. So for the first time, we've got an open source, free, cloud-based platform for mapping and monitoring the spread of FMNR. And this is revolutionary for us to be able to report almost in real time what's happening on the ground.
I've seen a couple of those images, and it is quite remarkable to see the comparison and the difference that is made. Quite incredible. Tony, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for everything that you're doing in communities and changing landscapes around the world. It's so exciting. And thanks also to some generous support, we're able to move into a new phase of distribution of your book. And so, as part of a Christmas sale, you can now purchase Tony's hardback book for 40% off, or you can bundle it with Graham Clark's book at half price and read 2 amazing stories for the price of 1, and share those stories with your friends. Tony, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, pleasure.